Hey everybody, I'm Sam, the Self-Worth Guy, and this is the Self-Worth Solution Vlog number 3. This week, I'm going to talk to you about overcoming feelings of guilt so that you can raise your self-worth. I'll tell you a little story about what happened to me this week. First of all, being that I'm the self-worth guy, it doesn't mean that my self-worth is always really high. In fact, my self-worth can sometimes be a little shaky and it goes down. And this week it was because I was in a lot of pain, and it was also because I was feeling guilty about not being as productive as I normally am. And as the reason was because I have a mouth ulcer under my tongue, which makes eating incredibly painful. And I also pulled a muscle in my leg, I think it's the quadricep, while I was running, and that is making walking around the house painful. And I like to do a little bit of exercise, and I also like to eat. So there's been a lot of frustration in my life this week. I know there's not really anything to cry about, but it made me feel guilty that I wasn't being as productive as I normally am. Maybe you can relate to this. And so here's the solution, here's the tip for this week to overcome feelings of guilt so that you can raise your self-worth. First of all, as I always say, slow down, take a few breaths. In my case, I sat on the sofa and I just watched videos of Alan Watts talk about Zen Buddhism, and I also had a margarita or two. And I felt fantastic because I had stopped trying to do so much. And I realized I had this thinking in my head of, well, I should be being productive and I should be doing these things to progress my life, even though I was feeling pain. And so this guilty feeling of telling myself all these shoulds, I started to think, where are these shoulds coming from? Who is this person that is telling me that I should do these things even when I should be resting? And I realized it was my own an imaginary person inside my head was telling me that you should do this. And it's the voice of, it could be parents, it could be society. All of those issues of comparing yourself to other people start to come in. And so what I realized, that when I slowed down and just chilled out and had a margarita, that I was able to remember what was important about self-worth, and that is that if your body is telling you that it is in pain, you should slow down, let it rest, because tomorrow is always another day.